Okay, so this is the startup on Blender. So start like this. Generally, you delete that. I don't know why I do that out of habit. Click 5. It makes it what you call it? It changes the dimensions of the image. Since we're going with wedge, which is a square base anyway, gonna keep this kind of thick. I keep doing that. Now, what is it? 7 to go up, so you can get the up view. B to select. You always want to select this too, so you can see the other end. Otherwise, you end up doing this a lot. It gets really annoying sometimes when you're doing something like a sword, and you're like, okay, I want the hilt to be like that big, and then you're like, okay, that's pretty good, and you keep going up, you know, you're like, yeah, and then you're like, wait, why is it like that? Because you're only affecting one side. But S to resize, and you want to lock it to the y-axis. Increase the thickness. I'm gonna lengthen it a bit. I'm trying to match the dimensions of the original image without the image being in front of me. You wanna match it up all nice so it's even. You in this square mode, when you're set to a specific view, it changes the increment to 1, whereas regularly it's still 1, but if I came out of that mode, it's a bit off. I think you can see that. In object mode, it's 1. Oh, whatever. I actually forgot how much I've moved it. You know, one thing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 45-degree angle's always nice if you're doing something and you want it to line up. Oh, this is off. Not enough space between the two spots. You want to do this by, like, I don't know, 7. Comes up down here. 7. This might be a bit too large. You do Control D to duplicate, X to get the X axis, R to rotate it. So right now I'm going to do Control D, or Shift D, sorry. Shift D, click, R, X, or Y, no, Z, sorry, 45. Shift D, click, R, Z, Control, when I'm dragging it, 45. Now, there might be a quicker way to do it, but what I'm doing right now is I'm pressing B and then doing F to join the faces together. Right now they're actually the normals, if you notice, which are these, the faces, are, this face select, are off, discolored, so I'll need to flip the normals around since they're reverse on some of them. But I'll do that later. Oops. I'm gonna delete the edges off of these so I can control the direction better. You can also do C and then click. That way if you make a mistake, you can just middle mouse button click it. But I'd use B. And just, you know, do it that way. Delete, make sure you delete edges, because if you delete vertices, it'll remove these edges as well, and I think it'll delete these faces. Yeah, delete edges. Nice and clean. You can kind of see the shape. These are actually off a bit. I should have widened it a bit more. I think I can do that now. The issue with doing it now So I might have to, because it's going off of the median point right now, which is, you know, here. When I resize it, it's also going to link, you know, do that. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it as is. This is just a quick example, though. I do Alt, right click, using Edge Select, F, fills it. Clean. Manually flip these. Sometimes when you're doing more complex shapes, it gets annoying doing that because the normals are off, and there's a full-on recalculate normals, but that actually has bugs sometimes where it will, like, even if it's a mirror, like, you'll end up with this side having the normals wrong and this side being completely different, even though it's just the mirrored side. So you get some weird bugs doing that. Gotta do some boolean, which is a little, what you call it, I think it's considered advanced to some people, since, oops, I did it wrong. It's considered advanced to some people because it does cause some bugs with textures and the material and all that sometimes. Render both smooth. Apply edge split. The thing with edge split is after you apply it, it pretty much ruins your ability to modify. You know, like if I apply and then I go vertice and I want to, let's say, move this, or not this. Wait, hold on, it didn't break. Weird. Edge split usually takes it and separates the edges, so it's oh, I never applied it, the dumbass. Yeah, there we go, that's the issue, sorry. My issue was because I was pressing B, I was selecting all of the vertices instead of just one. Stupid mosquito. But yeah. Oh shit, mosquito just flew like right into my microphone. Trying to get in my mouth, dumbass. But, shit, the mosquito made me forget what the fuck I was saying. Oh yeah, sometimes you'll make a mistake, like you're editing in here and you want to reverse it, and maybe you reverse it too many times, and you know, it can really mess you up because all the edits you do in here all count as like one action in here. So if, like, I move this by accident and then I move this in or something, and I did a lot of changes in one edit, and then I reversed it by doing Control Z to fix it because I forgot I went back into object view. You can come down here and do redo, and a lot of people miss this. I know I did because usually you don't have a redo button, so it makes it seem like you lost all your work, and then you freak the fuck out. Yeah, boolean difference. Select the object. I'm going to, that's what I'm talking about with the error. Copy and paste. What the? Hold on, I'm missing the grid. Why am I missing the grid? Grid floor. Oh. Okay, never had that happen before. It's not that important. I'm gonna... Oh shit. I'm gonna apply this and it's gonna go away. Oh, it's because the grid is tiny. Yeah, sorry, usually I don't do them this big. Yeah, that's what she said. But, yeah. I had this selected beforehand, same with that. But, as you can see, it easily allows you to modify whatever you removed. Fucking got the mosquito, dumbass bitch. Yeah, easy modify. You know, I'm gonna extrude it, E. You know, E, S. I'm gonna do it around there. I'm gonna drop it enough that you can see it tighten. I did it too far in, though. Do that. Tighten. Or it sharpens. The smooth, the edge split. Like if I did it, if a lot of fuck up, you can do 45. No, you do it less, 15, and it fixes. I'm gonna stick it with default right now and just leave it like that. When it comes down to selections, like I said before, I think I mentioned it. It goes off of direction. So sometimes you can't just alt click it to try to get it the way you want. Issues right there. You can see them glitched up because of the boolean. Roblox has the same issue, but 10 times worse. Whatchamacall this? Oh, wrong button. If you watch some older videos for Blender, people will tell you not to use booleans, but that was because back in the day it used to work like the Roblox union system, where it was really extremely messy. These are loop cuts, by the way. Control R loop cut. Really good for like modification, you know. If I want to get rid of a certain section, you know. I used it to sharpen the edges. There's more than one way you can do it. You can also use bevel and set it by weight, and then change the individual edges, change their mean weight. But I'm not going to show that. You have a basic cog. I fucked up with this one. It's too long. I'll show you the other versions I did before. You can make sure you select everything. Don't want to miss something. And you X, you just lift it. You can see the faces being moved, and because everything's part of it, you can see the face everywhere, especially with this edge right here. If I did it too much because of this edge being selected, or not because of this edge being there, it would actually sharpen to the point it was like that. So you have to be careful if it's autofill face. For the sake of that, you're just doing it like that. If you want, always duplicate. Always be careful. In case I apply this and then I start making some changes or something or other, and I can't go back, you know. Always have a duplicate. You'll see that in the other things I did. You can change it too. If I wanted to, I could go. Shit. What the? Yep. I could probably actually show you how to do individual origin. I would do. No. See, sometimes it's weird. Individual origin. If I set it to the axis, it should, in my opinion, set to the axis of whichever one was the last one I selected. You know, like a last selection or first selection kind of editing. What the hell? That shouldn't be there. Delete vertices. That was weird. Shouldn't have existed. But that didn't work. Let me. Boink. Now, because I'm going to do this by median point, like I showed before, it's going to enlarge it in all directions, you know, including up, obviously. So I'll have to fix that after the fact. Kinda like that. That's pretty sloppy. Not the best. Looks like shit in my opinion. Pretty horrible. Yep. The original photo I was sent for the cog had an interior cog. It was like, how would I show this? It's hard because theirs was, strange. It was like, this, and then it went in, it went up. No, that is ES again, and then SX. Raise it up. They had it set so it was like boom, boom. Usually listen to music when I'm doing stuff like this, because you know it gets really fucking boring. Ah, shit, I missed one. Ah, whatever, fuck it. I'm gonna delete it anyway, it looks like shit. Yeah, I don't know, it was like that, you know, I had another cog in the middle, and that makes no sense. It's dumb. You don't see that often. That's what I mean with something like that. If I had undone that, and I didn't mean to, and I didn't know how to do redo, I would have been super pissed. Oh yeah, that's these. Really important. When I screenshot, sometimes I'll be like in this mode, and I'll take a screenshot of something and be like, okay, yeah, there's the finished product, and it looks weird. You know, it's obviously, you know, messed up, and I'll be like, well, what the fuck? 5. You know, doing that 5 at the beginning, which helps you actually model it. If you forget to undo it, you don't get the same geometric advancement and stuff. The finished version, I mean the other versions I did, you know, you can see all the different ways I try to do it. With this, I tried to connect this to this, because it would have made the faces cleaner and you wouldn't get those freaky edges, but it doesn't account for this the hole in it for some reason. And same thing happens with this. Or if I try to just do this, because I want this space filled, you can set this to individual origins, and it's still. So I have to do that type of shit manually. It'd be like boom, boom. I think there might be another way to do it, but I don't know how. I'm not exactly mixer expert. Yeah. Yeah, varying degrees, varying heights. With this one, I selected these, drove more in. I applied the edge split to this one. Yeah. Also, if you make a change you don't like, you right click instead of left clicking. It actually looks better in my opinion. Right. The map is kind of, I mean the view is kind of weird to modify sometimes. Ka-chow, that's better. All I need to do would be I could probably just actually lift it this way instead. Yep. Yep. Different versions. You know, each time you model something, you do it differently. Even if it's just the difference between being the difference between having this far out with this big a gap, or closer like in the other one, where it's only that far of a gap. But yeah, that's how you make a quick cog. I hope I explained it well. I would set it up so that you could see what tools I was using, you know, hotkeys, but that was an add-on which was apparently discontinued, and I couldn't find an install for it. It's all pretty basic though, you know, S, resize, R, rotate, select the axis you want to change it, you know. Sometimes you don't even know what axis is what, so you just, okay, Z does this, X does this, I want it to be Y, you know. And, yeah, E is extrude, you know, E, S makes it so you do that. Boolean, smooth to flat, way different, especially when it comes down to things like that. Something you can see with that, you can't see with this. It increases tessellation, I think, but it doesn't actually change the try count. 1,358, 1,358. But you can see the memory go up, I think. Yeah, memory went up because the tessellation increased, I think. I think that's what it's called. Yep. That's about it.